From time to time, someone will make a request for a quick tip, and I sort of put it on hold because I'm not quite sure how to approach it. This is one of them. This person asked, well, here we go. This person asked, how do you judge someone as a good or bad artist after seeing their picture? Says, how do we know that it's a special picture or an ugly picture? So perhaps I'll get feedback, but I'm going to tell you my ideas about that. I want you to remember one thing. Everybody loves the Impressionists today. There was a time when the Impressionists were considered the worst painters of their time. Why were they considered that way? Because of expectation. People had become used to expecting a painting to be done in a certain way. Once that crowd kind of died out, and that's sometimes what it takes, to be honest, but once that crowd became a part of the past, and people became used to looking at Impressionists and knowing what the Impressionists were doing, they became acceptable. And now the Impressionist style is one of the most popular and most highly accepted styles there is in our contemporary scene, art scene. So, a good painting or a bad painting, I wouldn't say it that way. I would say a successful painting or one that's not quite so successful. But let me tell you what a bad painting is not. It is not your opinion, the viewer's opinion. We all have our opinions, and many people think that if they don't like a painting, that's not good. No, that has nothing to do with it. It could be a painting that has all the requirements of a successful painting and you not like it. So it's not your opinion. No. If you want to find out what makes a successful painting, look at the history of paintings and the criteria that they all follow, the ones that are considered masterful. And that might change too in time. What else is it not? It's not whether you like the style or not. An abstract painting can be just as successful as any realistic painting. It's not a matter of whether you like the style. It has nothing to do with what you like, but it has to do with a more universal concept of what is successful, what makes a painting successful, and then what does not. What else? The style of the painting, I said that twice, didn't I? It's not the subject matter. A lot of people will reject a painting because they don't like the subject matter. For example, there might be a perfectly wonderful painting of a junkyard or a trash pile, but because of the subject, it will be rejected by some people as an ugly painting. So it has nothing to do with your opinion or the subject or the style or any of that. There are some universal things that we would say there are some universal things that a successful painting will have within it. And one of those is sound technical skills. Now I've got this painting, print of this painting by Richard Schmid. It's called Peonies. Yes. Now, if you're of an abstract, or if your favorite paintings are among the abstract or conceptual paintings or conceptual art, because they're not, well, it could be conceptual paintings, but anyway, if that's your love, you're going to hate Richard Schmid's Peonies because it's painting of flowers. And a lot of people consider paintings of flowers to be passe, too sweet. Well, it all depends upon how they're handled. But the sound technical skills will be technical skills. You know how to do it. You know which brush to use. You know how to move that brush. You know how to use color. You know the principles of mixing color. You know how to create balance in your paintings. the principles that you would use in order to create a well-balanced painting. And then we can continue there. Harmonious color. The content is unified. That means that whatever's in that painting belongs in the whatever context the artist is working. Whatever images are there belong to each other. The composition will have an order to it. It will be ordered so that you can see it and read it. I said well balanced. Now, here's another thing too. If the painting is on exhibit, one of my criteria, not everybody's, because not everybody, there are people that have different ideas about how a painting should be framed, but my personal idea or preference is that a painting is well presented, that the frame that's put on the painting is compatible with the painting and doesn't overpower the painting. A lot of people will put these elaborate gold frames around a painting and think that's going to set it off. Well, the frame has nothing to do with the painting. The frame should be an environment for the painting. So if you see the frame first, it's the wrong frame for the painting. Now, I know I come from a conservative viewpoint as far as that goes, but I don't think it's a good idea just to collect frames from the Goodwill shop and repurpose them for your paintings. Every frame should be very well thought out in how it presents the painting. So see, it's a very simple thing. Perhaps it's not a bad idea to find out what these things mean. Richard Schmid was one of the artists in our history, in our current history, that had all these things going for him. He knew, he had the technical skills, the sound technical skills. We see it demonstrated right here in this painting, where the way he uses his brush, the way he uses his color, the way he observes light and shadow, the way the painting is balanced so that no side causes the painting to feel like it's topsy-turvy. The way it's ordered in such a way that the pieces belong to each other. The presentation, I've not seen his presentation, so that would be if we walk into a gallery or into a show and saw how the piece is presented. And sometimes the artist has no choice in that, because sometimes there'll be a gallery curator that decides that part. But these parts are things that you can look for. Take away your personal opinion. Take away your expectation. Give yourself an objective attitude. Are there sound techniques? Is the artist using the techniques in such a way that they execute the painting well? Are the colors harmonious? That doesn't mean that whether you like the color or not. That has nothing to do with it. Do the colors belong? Do they feel like they're being lit under the same light? Is the content unified? Does everything that appears in here seem to belong? Is the composition ordered? Is it presented in such a way that it doesn't make you feel chaotic, but it makes you feel, even though it might be a chaotic subject, it's presented in such a way that you can read it. And did I say balanced? Yeah, well balanced. Well, if you learn what those things mean and take away expectations for what you want to see, then I think that you will be able to discern whether a painting was a successful painting or not. Be sure and view all of our quick tips. And while you're doing so, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell so you'll always get a notice when we produce a new quick tip, which is every week. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments section and we'll make a quick tip for you. Also, take a trip over to DianneMize.com, where I have full-length lessons, downloads, DVDs, lots of other stuff there, some free stuff for you. And while you're there, you can subscribe to the newsletter, and that way you'll always be informed every time we do something new.